Yo, what is going on today, guys? Welcome back to CG's channel, where we are here to show you how to make money in crypto. And it's not looking good right now, or is it, right? Like, the thing is that people are so scared right now, right? And, what happens when there's a lot of fear in the market and there's a lot of news starting to circulate throughout the market, and people are getting out. What's happening in China, what's happening here, right? This is all going to drive a lot of fear into the market. And so, with all of that said, are we here at our channel, right, at Christian Graham's memo, CG's memo, are we here to be fearful of what's going on? No, right? um, when there's fear in the market, right? um, that's literally the most opportune time to be taking advantage um, of what's going on. And so let's just jump straight into it. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. All right, so the reason why there is so much, you know, liquidity getting pulled out of the market is because of what's happening in China, and people don't really understand that, right? People, they just look at the numbers. They're on Coinbase, they're on Robinhood. They're seeing like all of these articles and stuff coming around that there's to get out, right? Crypto's not safe. I just got in last week, and now I'm down 20%. I'm down 10%. I'm down, 25%, whatever it may be. When you look at the macro scheme of things, um, this is where, you have to take a step back. People don't like to take a step back. They drive based solely on emotions instead of what's actually happening in the technicals, right? And so let's just take a look at the fear and greed index right now. So right now we're still presenting neutral, even though we've been seeing, this downward swing in the market, right? We got about 4 hours till the next print. I expect this to be closer to the 40s range, similar to last week, right? Because we've been seeing, fear drive through the market. We saw a slight recovery, and that's why we pushed up to the neutral zone. Now, we're down even further than where we were last week, and so I expect this to drop some more. And so we're at the 50 range, but in about 4 hours, I expect this to drop down into the fear zone. What do we see here, right? Market cap, according to CoinGecko, at 1.9, almost 2 trillion, down about 10%. Huge hit, huge hit. Still at and above where we were just a month ago, right? And so for people that are new to this market, they're freaking out because you're seeing Bitcoin drop as much as 10%, almost 10%, 9%. Ethereum's dropping 10%, reaching these lower levels, just slightly above 3,000 right now. A lot of money getting moved into Tether, and USD, right? So like a lot of people are getting fearful of the market, or it's now these whales, right, are and people that understand this market are now preparing for this point, right? um where you're able to get in at these lower levels. And so let's look at one of like what Will has to say, right? Will Clementine Clemente, if you guys don't know, he's like one of the top crypto traders um, known, right? And so like he says, ironically, or just retweeted this from this other person. Ironically, what's happening in China is the exact reason why BTC was created in the first place, right? Another one here down below. Um, almost every big brain person I know is bullish for the coming weeks, and reply guys are mostly bearish. Probably means nothing. And this is because when you look at the macro, right? When you just simply look at the macro, Um, this is we're still extremely bullish. We're still extremely bullish, and he said for the coming weeks, right? So when you look at the coming weeks, we were predicting, October 3rd is the date. October 3rd, October 4th, is right around the time that we saw since in previous bull run, right? That we start to see this accumulation phase start to break off, and then we saw this upward swing. And so what we're seeing right now, right, is a lot of news coming out, um, right here with China, right? So with China, this article came out last week, last Sunday, where we have uh, Bitcoin miners selling down for China exodus, right? They're trying to move over to Texas, um, and get out of China, right? Because uh, it's been suspended both, in crypto mining and some trading services, for the mainland in China, right? Temporarily suspended sales at the end of June, right? And so China is trying to control, right? Obviously, they're a communist country, and so they're trying to control their people, and in controlling their people, one of the things that they need to control is their currency, right? And so that's where we reflect back on the tweet that Will retweeted, is that ironically, right, Bitcoin was created to prevent this, to get away from this, to steer away from control by being decentralized, by allowing full ownership, full custody, and full range of your outcome of what you want to do with your money, right? And so this is what China is trying to do. They're trying to steer away from crypto so that their people can continue to be controlled, right? And so what we're seeing with also with China, right? So that's one reason why we're seeing this depletion of money, right? And depletion of liquidity is because of that. But then also, right, ETH price loses 12.5% amid Evergrande uh, cottagen fears, right? And so what's happening is that you have this Chinese property developer called Evergrande, right? That is nearly $300 billion in debt to creditors, right? And they have a payment deadline, right? A critical interest payment deadline on its offshore bonds arriving September 23rd. So they're one, this large Chinese um, real estate and property development, right, called Evergrande, is pulling money, right, from the market for one, and also Chinese people are getting scared off. Everywhere is getting scared off because Chinese money is a pretty big part of just um, the trading spectrum around the world, right? And so we're starting to see that this bearish pattern triggered. Okay. Um, and so with all of these things that's happening around with China, and with this this property development, $300 billion, right? What did we just see? What did we just see happen, right? Coin market cap was at 2.2 trillion last week, right? Just a few days ago, it was at 2.2 trillion. Now we're down to 1.9. How much is that? About $300 billion, which is going to, be a big portion of that is probably going to be liquidity getting sucked out from this investment, right? From this property developing firm, right? In Evergrande, and so that's happening. Okay, and then on top of that, we have, so like this is where things start to really make sense, right? Things start to click. Why do I want to stay in crypto, which is you know just getting torn to shreds right now? Look at what's actually happening. institutional investors increased their crypto holdings for fifth straight week, right? So in the macro scheme of things, while this market has been going down, right? People, institutional investors, big brain people, right? Everyone that controls these markets are adding to their portfolios, right? They're buying up what's what people are, getting fearful to get into. And where fear is where opportunity is, right? And so for fifth straight week, they bought into the crypto market, right? Um, some of crypto's biggest asset managers told Cointelegraph earlier this year that investing in digital assets no longer carries the same level of career risk as before, which means more financial advisors and wealth managers are likely to enter the market. People are going to be getting fired and kicked to the curb, right? If hedge funds, right, these hedge fund managers, if they don't get into crypto, right, they are going to be getting fired. They're going to be getting kicked out, because the thing is that if you look at any type of investment return over the past 10 years, right, crypto has literally shit on every single investment opportunity that there ever has been in the entirety of life, right? And so in just a 10-year span, okay? Another thing that we need to look at is Bitcoin's bounce back levels extend to 36,000 with bulls unmoved by 8% dip. This was put out 4 hours ago. So now we're at a 9% dip. An interesting opening for stocks promises a hectic day for Bitcoin traders. And so what we're seeing here is that there is a lot of sell pressure, right, for Bitcoin market, but we see a Fibonacci retracement of 38K, which we'll get into when we do the our technical analysis, right, on what's actually happening in the market. This is just all the news that's coming out, guys. When you start to see all of this, negative, stuff, all this FUD in the market, that's when you usually get in, right? And then you have the smarter people that see the actual, flip side of things, right, where there's opportunity, there's money to be made, right? This is coming from Willy Woo. He said that BTC carving out a Wickovian distribution pattern, speculators selling down in risk off mode. Meanwhile, investors on chain have been in strong accumulation, right? Investors on chain, people like myself, right, that look at what's actually happening on chain in the market, right? We've been in strong accumulation, and we've been saying that we've been in accumulation for the past couple weeks. It's going to be an interesting opening to this morning's equities market, right? And then we scroll down here, and we see that, you know, um, you know, do we think that 41K is possible? Right, we're currently sitting at 43, almost 44. Yes, but I think that we will see 56 to 58 within 3 weeks. I'm macro bullish, he said as part of the comments on the day, right? And so that's what I'm talking about, guys, is like when you look at the macro perspective of things. So, we're here in the 4 hour, right? But, I zoomed out already so that we can see everything that's been happening from, January till now, right? And so I drew up this Fibonacci retracement. We're seeing a Fibonacci retracement right here. Down is what they were talking about at 36K, leaning closer to 37. We're sitting right here. We have support still here at this 42K level, right? And then we have this upper band here at 46. Okay, and so we've been swung down from, this 46, 47 level down into, this 42 to 46 range. But we are still in the green, right? We're still in the green. We're still in this bullish, territory within the Fibonacci retracement, right? And we've already been seeing Bitcoin see this slight recovery. Like I said, guys, we're in this zone, right? This is called a range, right? We're in this range here, right? Let me just draw this this rectangle real quick. So we're in this range here, right? this little range, this little rectangle, where we're seeing, you know, uh, Bitcoin start to accumulate. Right, we're gonna see these ups, we're gonna see these downs towards the bottom of this range. We're gonna see these ups, we're gonna see these downs over the next couple weeks, right? Because when we look back, and we'll zoom out for this one, get into the macro, and really look at this, right? So let's just take a look at this, guys. So we zoom back to, 2017, right? We saw this up, and then we saw this up, right? Um, so, and let's get back to, back here at 2013. So, with 2013, let me just pull this up for you guys. So this is the 2013, 2014 run, right? So we saw Bitcoin here at, in 2013, $200. And then what did we see right here, right? October through November. Let's zoom in a little bit more, right? We saw this huge crash down, right? So we're following this 2013, 2014 pattern right here. And so we shot up to this 200 level, dropped down all the way down to about $50, right? And then we saw this sideways action, right? And then we saw this accumulation from September, right? September all the way to October. And then from October, right? From October, so let's just go from the exact date that we're trying to hit on, which would be the 4th, the 3rd, or the 4th. We saw Bitcoin go up as much as 950%, right? It went up to about $1,200. So from $100, right? From about $100 in the end of September, right? It 10x'd from that point. Okay. So let's just settle down. Over here on this channel, if you guys have been paying attention, right? Emotions are always in check. So am I worried? No. Should you be worried? No. We're following the same pattern that we saw from the 2013, 2014, right? Where we saw this huge run up as much as 70K, right? Right here, about 65,000. Then we saw this drop all the way back down to 29,000. And so from 29,000, right, we're going to start accumulating, right? Now we're printing these higher lows, right? Higher lows from the top all the way up here to this 46 to 42 range. We've been talking about this for the past, since Bitcoin was here at this 42 level. We predicted that it would go down. We shoot back up. It's following this wick-off distribution still, which is what Willy Woo was talking about. Now we're seeing this accumulation between this 46 and 42 level. We had this fake out here at this 52, right? Because we got price rejected at 53, and so when we got price rejected at 53, we saw this huge downswing, and an immediate drawback to this 46K level, right? 45, 46K level, and now we're just staying in this sideways zone for the next couple weeks. And so in this next couple weeks, right, come here, right, this is the time where you should be accumulating, right? This is an accumulation zone, right? This range right here. So start to DCA your way in. This entire month is just a time for DCAing in, right? So we saw this drop on the 6th. Right then is a point to DCA. Then right now, right, today is a point to DCA. Same at the same levels, but we're seeing these double bottoms here, right? And so what's going to happen from this double bottoms is that we're going to, start to climb up, because we're touching based off of this 42K level retracement on the Fibonacci. And so we bounced off of that. We accepted the price, and now we're up back into the middle of this range at 44, almost 44. Okay. And so we're going to just continue to play within this range. If you can get it between 42 and 44, you're doing pretty good. Okay. Do I think that it can get down below and into this 42 to 36K? Definitely. Which is another, you know, buying opportunity. Um, do I think that if it slides below 36 that we should start really reconsidering? Probably. But I think that in the time being, um, we're still in this bullish zone. Okay. And so what do you do? Right? Follow the big brains, right? Institutional investors increase their crypto holdings for fifth straight week, right? Bitcoin bounces, levels extend to 36K, but bulls are unmoved, right? And then I saw this one on Twitter. I forgot which guy it was. There was one that came up earlier, but it was just talking about El Salvador, right? And El Salvador bought in 170 more Bitcoin um, today, right? They're buying this dip. Everyone is buying this dip up, right? Because we are still in this bullish zone. We are still following this 2013, 2014 pattern, and so you have exactly 2 weeks from today, um, to really start accumulating some bags. And so, um, you know, like I said already, between this 42, 44, great entry points. Below 42, as low as 36, great entry points. Below 36, right? Um, look towards, some form of exit strategy, right? But up until that point, right, we're still in this bullish zone, still following this 2013, 2014 pattern. Let's just give a look at the macro and make decisions based off of that. Okay. So, and we're also in this, if you look at this lagging indicator, this RSI, right, we're seeing a huge oversold, extremely oversold. We haven't seen this since the crash, right? Like, if we look back at this crash, right, when Bitcoin was 29K, right here, look at this. It's it's even lower. It's even lower than it was during the crash. And so when things are extremely oversold, that's when you really want to be highly considering, right? Like, if you have disposable income up until this point, this is when you would really want to be entering this market. This is like probably today is the most opportune time, um, you know, given the next couple weeks, like I said, it could definitely fall further, but we haven't seen the RSI be this low since, you know, for shoot, let's just look back. It hasn't been this low since last year. September of last year was the last time that this has touched this low of an oversold level. So if that doesn't indicate something to you, right? Which, if we just look back at September, right? What happened just in this past September, or September of 2020, right? So September of 2020, we saw this shoot from all the way into Q1, right? We saw it drive all the way up to 40K, drop back down, saw this shoot up all the way to 60K. So we're literally just back in this same area that we were in 2020. And this is where people have this super cycle theory, right? Where we're just going to continue to see these extremely high highs, lower highs, and then continue to bounce into this, these higher highs, because there's so much mass adoption going on still, right? And we've talked about that before. And so, El Salvador buying up 170 more. California looking like it's becoming a ready state, possibly to be getting into the market. But we'll see what happens with that, because the U.S. is kind of crazy. But just look at this too as well, guys, right? Dominance, as long as we're like still within this, not breaking past this 45 level, we're breaking through this trend line here, but we still have some room to go, which shows to me, right, and I show to you guys, is that this still indicates that it's alt season, right? We're still able to accumulate in some alts, and until we break past this 45 level again is when I would shift off of alts and get into more Bitcoin. But we are not there yet. And so I would, highly encourage you guys to look into some high quality alts. We'll probably go into those in future streams this week. But I hope this, continues to settle down your guys' emotions, gives you guys some peace of mind to understand, you know, what's happening and why it's happening, and what you can take advantage of right now, right? Um, no one else is seeing this, right? Besides people that are on chain, that are understanding the market, looking at it from a daily perspective, from a macro perspective, right? Please do not miss out on this opportunity, because we're here to show you how to make money in crypto. All right, and that's all we got for today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and continue to let your friends and family know that um, we're still in great health, right? We're still in really great health, and that you should be adding to your position. I believe, right? This is all personal opinion, but you still have some things that are looking extremely bullish, right? Extremely bullish on AGLD, and so we're just starting to peek into this bullish territory. We see this huge green dildo. People are buying this up. We have this resistance here at $4. Once it breaks past this $4, it's going to be absolutely crazy. But this is something, these are some projects that I think, you should be looking into, exploring some quality altcoins, not some, get rich quick scheme type altcoins that do absolutely nothing. And if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. But yeah, CG out. Peace.